My name is Amriya boy Juma boy. I am an advocate of the High Court and currently a member of County Assembly representing Mjambere ward. I'm also a mother of one son. I'm also a wife, and I'm also a graduate from the University of Nairobi. I pursued a Bachelor of Law, LLB. Then I proceeded to Kenya School of Law and also pursued my postgraduate degree, and now I'm a practicing advocate here in Mombasa and also a legislator. Okay, my history is I'm first from a political family. I have a political background, and when I joined the University of Nairobi, it was at that time, because I was at the University of Nairobi Mombasa chapter, it was at that time where a student organization of Nairobi University was being launched in Mombasa, popularly known as SONU. So now when it was launched in Mombasa, we were the pioneer. So I ran for the office as a Congress lady, and fortunately I won. So I was representing student organization of Nairobi University here in Mombasa as the Congress lady. Then for 2 years, then post admission, when I joined Kenya School of Law, we had already formed Mombasa Student Association here in Mombasa. So it was then around 2013 we had the elections. So we partnered with the county government so that we needed inclusion of young leaders in government, and what is their take of young leaders here. Because we are the only law school here in Mombasa, we figured that we needed partnership with the county government by then. And so it went well. We came up with some of the proposals of right to education, because by then the education level from the Ministry of Education in Mombasa was quite low. So we needed to partner with the Department of Education and ensure that we went around schools and mentoring the candidates to join the university and excel well and transit from secondary to university, 100% transition. So it went on like that, and we had we formed the Mombasa Governor Mentorship and Leadership Program, so that we had mentorship from the government to the students' fraternity. So it went on like that, and I shifted. I pursued my postgraduate diploma. Then when we came back, it was around 2016. Now we had the now major general election. We played a pivotal role as young leaders, and we were community based. So I got elected part of the student representation, because I was the chair SONU, and I was also the patron of the Mombasa student organization. So when you were given slots by the political party, then I was elected by my fellow comrades to join the government, then as a nominated member in 2017, and later on as a nominated member, I chaired the Justice and Legal Affairs Committee by virtue of being an advocate of the High Court. And I remember then we pushed through so many bills, pushed through the SGBV bill, where we centered around women safe spaces for women, and forensic laboratory for women who have been victims of SGBV. We centered around children rights, where we were saying that the government must give dignified care to our kids, as it's an essential role. The first primary role of county government is pre-primary education, the ECDs. So we came up with that bill. We came up with also education development bill that time, that even established the Elimu Fund and the board that now is issuing bursaries. We did several amendments to the existing laws that, when the county government was coming in 2010, most of the laws were done in rush. They were just customized. But when we came, we had now time, because of the experience they had from 2010 to 2016. Now there were gaps. Now we, as a committee on justice and legal affairs, we came in and tried to figure out how we can fill in the gaps and the gray areas in law, and how we can better their lives using the skills we had. So we did several amendments to several pieces of legislatures. We did amendments to revolving fund regulations. I remember, if I can remember very well, we did also amendment to disaster management bill and several others amendment. We also did a bill review of how many bills so far we have been able to pass as a county assembly, and how many we have not been able to pass vis-a-vis the unbundled functions to the county government. So we were able to do a report by the end of 2022 that these are primary bills that the county needs to enhance its revenue and also perform their functions. So that is part of what we were able to achieve, though not much, but it's substantive from 20 as a nominated member 2017 to 2022. Then I'm back into active politics at my grassroots. My dream was to be at the policy making table, at a table where I could make a difference, either in law, in any field. So I chose law because I wanted to be at a table I could say, this is the direction you need to go, this is the law, and advise and make things better for community and for yourself. So it was always my dream that I would be at a policy making table, but I had not figured it where. But I always wanted to be the brain, the think tank behind policy, how because everything is informed by, when you see something happening today, it was someone's idea, a plan, and that has been implemented to this date. You know, when you want to do something, you have first to think, plan, then execute. So at planning level, I wanted to be at the planning level, and even now I got the opportunity to be a legislator. No, I was at the planning level and even at the representation level. Not easy, and it was, I would say at this point in time, it is also not very hard, because now the society has at least transformed, the thinking has also transformed a bit, and we look, the conversation now is about affirmative action, the conversation now is about women empowerment, the conversation now is about Generation Z and all that. So then it was, because I was then a student leader and I was now the nominated MCA, I worked closely with the community. So I had already gained the trust. So gaining that trust now, when I went back, I said, this is what I have done in this time, and my role this time was representing the government at the county assembly as a nominated MCA, was to push the agenda of the current government. Now, if we proceed so that I can push your agenda, the community agenda, which is the sole purpose of why I want to be an MCA, is to push the girls' agenda, women agenda at the county assembly, then you have to give me the mandate so that I can go back, and it was not easy, as it requires so much self-discipline, hard work. It also drains in financial, and it's also from the perception of women, and as a Muslim girl, you know, going before so many men, raising your voice, you know, you have to be above those cultural cultural norms, and be before men and talk before them and all that. So, and you know, for our religion, men are supposed to be separate with women, but now if you're going, you have to go to those and ask for vote, and you have to convince them, because you can't, what you have to say is not what you know, because they know more than what you know. So it's how you are going to tell them that I'm here to serve you. So I'm here for you to send me there and tell me what I can do for you. The current representation of women is fairly good, but we are not yet there. It's work in progress. But when you look at the background of women and to date, the background of affirmative action and to date, it's work in progress. We are yet to get there, but we are not badly off. When you look at the law itself now has put it that it has not more than 1/3, 2/3 should be of the same gender. So the 2/3, 1/3 rule surfaces, and now women are able to join spaces which we were not able to join. But there is still more that women we need to come out, and they are doing so. But we need to even come out more and take up these political spaces and these spaces in the executive. And you can't just say that somebody has to propose you and all that, and it doesn't need to be you get those positions through influence. I think the best is just to work smart and make sure that you're disciplined, you follow deadlines and all that.
What do you mean by discipline?
When I talk of discipline, I mean that you have to be tolerant. In these times, you have to be very tolerant, and then you have to also be a team player, and you also have to know your limits as a leader, what to do when, and what to say at what time. So you have to have emotional intelligence. When I talk of discipline as a whole, you have to also have emotional intelligence. You have to know conflict resolution, because not everybody that's within your space will agree, is agreeable to what you are thinking or what your thoughts. You can be in the same room, same meeting, but have different missions and visions. So discipline cuts across. You have to be more patient, you have to be more tolerant, and also have emotional intelligence to solve conflicts. And I've not, like, if you would say, I want this done today, like in private spaces or private companies, if CEO says this should be done, then it will be done, like today, if not today, tomorrow. One thing I am so proud of is that I have been able to do the skills empowerment. I have a program with the beauty salon. I had a program with Hina Pico. Like I have employed trainers in my office, qualified trainers who then train the students or the girls free of charge. What they only do is just buy their t-shirt, because they have to be uniformed. Yeah, I insisted on discipline and for it to be the same level as an institution. No, they have to just purchase their t-shirt uniform that says Mjambere ujuzi mashinani. It has no name or anything, no advertisement or anything, and they are able to get their skill from there. They can be able now to do their own makeup salon from their home or from, if I remember well, I have personally sponsored the SGBV bill. It has my name on when chair of the Justice and Legal Affairs Committee. Now we are at RD regulations also, that is in Parliament. I was part of the drafters, and then we drafted the Mombasa Port Health then when in 2017 to 2022 as when I was nominated MCA. Then if I remember, there was the as an education development bill. Then I was in the committee of education. We did amendments to the same bill. There was early childhood development bill, which talks about the dignified care to our kids, programs that are now feeding program and all that. We are the brains behind it. I also sat as with the inspectorate bill. Unfortunately, it has not been able to come through, but I was also the brain behind the inspectorate curriculum. Now with Mombasa is training inspectorate officers from different counties. You seen the other day, Tana River County inspectorate officers were graduating, the cohort was graduating here from the Mombasa campus. We went to Kenya Wildlife School Manyani, and we sat there for almost 2 days drafting the curriculum of the Inspectorate Officer Discipline Force. We drafted the standing orders for the discipline force. So we have been able to do so much in terms of policy making and in terms of policy transformation, and now we are looking at RD Fund is before us. We are also looking at ward development, though has been sponsored by my neighbor from Bamburi Ward, but we are also consulting ward development, so that we want equitable distribution of resources at the ward level. Yeah, so there's much that we are contributing, and it gives me leverage, so because I have the understanding of legal drafting as part of lessons that I have learned through my undergraduate course and postgraduate course at the Kenya School of Law. One of the units, ATP, was legal legislative drafting. So that gives me an upper hand, and I'm almost a consultant in that area, so that I can be able to say this is the spirit of this piece of legislation, this is the intention, and this is the direction, and this is how it should be drafted. In Mombasa, I think now there is more awareness of there is even the county executive now has been able to get almost resources to establish GBV safe houses. There's one in Kisauni, there's one in Likoni. So they are able to now ring fence some resources to come up and build those safe houses for women. Although the one in Likoni is not yet finished, but we are hoping that by close of this financial year they'll have already been set up fully. You know, when you are saying over fully set up, where we have all spectra, legal spectra, medical spectra, when you have counseling spectra, we have all basic essentials at that particular place. So by this financial year, we are hoping that the executive will be able to do it, because now we have been able to set to, by law, say that this amount of resources should be allocated to SGBV campaigns and safe houses. Yes. The challenges as a legislature is first of all the expectations from the public. We have high expectations, and maybe when during campaigns, sometimes when you go around, you listen to what the public are seeking, or what they want, and because you're not maybe at that position, and you believe that you will be able to do all those changes in just a click of a button. But when you come inside, you realize that government has more bureaucracies, has this. The law stipulates that this county government says the executive will perform these functions. The county assembly can only perform these functions. Section 9 of the county government, the county assembly cannot perform functions of the county executive, and they're the ones mandated, for instance, to do street lighting, the cabro roads, the hospitals. So you realize when you will say, I'll make sure at least we have, in each financial year, we have structures, we have hospitals, we have maybe social halls, what we women need and even men need in the society. We have an ECD, and that's a good idea. But when you come to practicability, when you are sitting, then it becomes you're not the person doing it. So you are the person accountable at the grassroots level, but you're not the person doing it in the first. So you have then again to check on somebody who is supposed to do it, and then even them, they have also the bureaucracies of funding, bureaucracies of approvals, bureaucracy of all this. So it doesn't take as is not as easy as you would want to. So you will be told like, no, but you told us you're going to achieve this within a year. but you realize now it's 2 years, and maybe you've just done social programs, because now the real developments need approvals, need a big funding, need a vote to be approved, and that vote needs to be having money. That money needs to be sourced from somewhere. So it's a bit difficult for you to actually realize what all the promises that you made, but you always try and engage the citizen and tell them, look, this is what we had envisioned, but this is where we are at. So that engagement, I think, helps for me, and like letting them know, like here is what we had, but I'm happy to report that we have done most. Like we are able to do bursary, we have done cabro roads, drainage, unlocked drainages, we have done girl power, and right now I have students in my office doing their exams, salon and beauty exams. So what we are able to do, we are. But the major projects we are expecting to be launched this month or next year. And then now we are expecting a dispensary in Mjambere, first dispensary since devolution in Mjambere, and so we are looking forward to that. So, but it's, it has taken a while since 2022 to now. This is something that we kicked off. We had a challenge of land. We had no government land. No, I had to approach partners, write to partners, come and defend my case. Why I need that land, and why is it important to my community? What I do different is more due diligence, because I'll make sure that whatever, first of all, because I'm already sitting, I make sure that whatever I was able to promise, I have already achieved. And I would also want to start campaigns much earlier, because this time I started a bit late in the afternoon, and I'll also want to be specific on numbers, the numbers of votes that I'm targeting, and how I'm going to get, and where I'm going to get them, and how we are going to have mobilization around mobilization of funds, and also mobilization of people with the same ideas to have to vote in a certain direction. So my key, how I do it different, is I'll start earlier, and having starting earlier, also I will have also mobilizing of partners and friends and like-minded. This time I did it single-handedly, but because I know for sure by this time I've been tested and proved. There'll be so many friends and partners coming in and to support the vision and the goal. So I'd be happy to ask them to join in earlier enough. My sole advice is to believe in God, first of all. Leadership comes from God. I believe it's a calling from God. And first of all, to believe that your time will come first, and not to be there. If it's meant for you, it is really going to be yours. To put in the hard work. After believing in God, you put in the hard work. You also be disciplined and be patient. You can't be in haste with this decision making, and to choose your battles wisely. And politics is a risk, and if you're risking, then you have to choose wisely. You have to make good decisions. You can't be indecisive. You have to make good decisions at a good time. For you, if I want to say for instance, if I will say I'm running for MCA in Mjambere, I'll have to look at the risk, and I'll have to look at my opportunities, and let me be sure that I'm going to get that seat, because there's you lose a lot if you don't get that seat. There are finances lost here, there's time lost, there's emotional, the defeat comes with the emotional damage. So you have to calculate your risks very well, and once you're good to go, then you go for it. Yeah, but it's possible. It's very possible. And it's possible to get this, and even much more. The Achanis and the Samias, yes, it is possible. The only thing is just that you have to look at the timings, when you're coming in. Look at the resource you have, look at your advantages and disadvantages. And if you think like there's a high chance that I might not get this, you settle for something else rather than going all out, using all your resources and then coming back again. It's going to take a toll on as women. We are leaders everywhere, at home, at work. So it will be, once you're disrupted wholesomely. The family is disrupted, the work is disrupted, everything is disrupted. So you have to calculate, you have to be very calculative. My final word will be I'm grateful for this opportunity to come, and for you've reached out to me as a young legislator, for giving me this space to tell my story and to inspire other women, young women of course, and even older women to take up these positions, to take up roles, to take up spaces of policy making at whatever level, not only at legislation, at whatever level, at corporate level, at private level, at organizations. Take up those spaces and don't be shy. Let's not only do the donkey work and let credit go to others. No, let's do the work and take up the credit and climb those ladders. It's